Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be a tournament prediction, but it is going to be for 3 tournaments because if you don't know, there is a major in Japan, EU, and NA all in this one weekend. It's going to be a really crazy weekend, and we're going to go over all 3. It's going to be a bit of a longer video. I'll leave links, or not links, but post stamps below for if you just want to see one tournament for when I do each one. So we have Ultimate Wanted 4 in EU, Maesuma Top 9 in Japan, and Shine 2022 in the US. And I honestly don't know which one of these is the most stacked. I would probably say it's Maesuma Top, just because you have Aquila, Proto Seriman, Ken, Kome, Mia. Very excited to see him again. Someone's really stacked, as well as Shine and Ultimate Wanted, because there's some NA players from Ultimate Wanted, which I feel like we actually don't see NA players travel a lot, so when they do, it is very exciting. We have Riddles, Chag, or not, I guess Chag and Skyj are NA, technically, but not in Smash. But Chag, Skyj, Riddles, Base Mage, and Fatality, as well as Ashimo, Shutone, Takara, T, and Zachary from Japan. So honestly, Maesuma got done dirty by Ultimate Wanted, kind of stealing them, and then Shine didn't really suffer a ton, lost a couple top players, but not too much, so maybe Ultimate Wanted is actually the most stacked. But this was made by EazyFreezie. His link will be in the description below. It almost always is with these types of videos because he's just amazing. Please go follow him. We're going to start with Maesuma Top, because why not? You can see Aquila first seed, Bia second seed. Who's this? Hiro third seed, Ken fourth, Abadongo and Proto fifth, Kome Gact seventh, and then Jogabu, Yara, Ayam, and Shirayuki. I think this is 9th. Yeah, this is 9th. And then Futari, Atorie, Huto, and Sigma all in 13th. And then it goes in the top 96 where you have a lot of very, very talented players. They did the bracket weird. You have Tora, though. You have Kept. You have Injelly. He's probably Oi George, our guy, and Injelly, because he's just so good with Wii Fit. It's unbelievable. This tournament's very stacked. And I honestly, because Japan, I think the way they do seeding is they basically just rip it from the last tournament. So it's like, if Leo got 5th at the last Japanese tournament and he came back, he would be seeded 5th. That's just how they do it, I'm pretty sure. But honestly, I think this is pretty good. Like, I would have Aquila first, 100%. I'd probably have Mia or Proto in second. I don't really know which one between them, but I think Mia is fine. Hiro, excuse me. Maybe, I'm going to cough a bit this video, I'm going to say. Maybe a little higher. But like I wouldn't move him lower than like 5th because he always does amazing when he when he goes. And I could definitely see him getting there. It's just like, he plays Bowser. Ken 4th is fine, and then Proto 5th. Yeah, makes a ton of sense. As well as Abadongo, just coming off that really strong run at Kagaribi. So yeah, I think we'll see a lot from him as well. And Kome Gact, I think their 7th place is honestly fine. My main eyes are on Futari this tournament just to see how he does because. Getting, basically being consistent with Ice Climbers is really hard, and why that character is buns, because it's like, if you come against someone who's really good at the matchup, you're just gonna lose. So I guess we'll see if Futari can. Not that I'm saying he's carried by matchup experience, because he's definitely not, because he's a phenomenal player. But it's gonna be interesting. Is Yoshidora at... I don't think he is. No, he's not. So that's one of the bigger misses. They are missing a lot of their top players, but they do have their number 1 in Aquila, and then probably their number 2 right now in either Mia or Proto, whichever one you think it is. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. I guess you could say Shutone or Zachary. My people that I think are going to overperform their seed. Here, I'd have to look more into polls. Honestly, a Tortier. Here, let's pull up PG stats. I feel like we haven't seen a Tortier at a tournament in a long time. Atelier. That is not how you spell his name. Atelier. I feel like he hasn't been to anything in a little bit. No, big lie from me. He just gets 7th at a tournament with 300 people, but then that was his first one back. So good to see that he is still consistent. But that we haven't seen him then since Pound, where he did get 9th. With a Ken win as well. I forgot he beat Ken. That's really good. So I imagine a Tortier honestly overperforms his seed. Not that I think he's super underseeded because he hasn't been going to things. It's tough. But I could definitely see him overperforming his seed. And then let's look more into what else there is. Yes, actually, let's look at this list because I don't want to look at the bracket. Who do I not see that I think I should be seeing? Passeriman. Where is Passeriman? Is he in the top 8? No. Okay, so that's excuse me. That's what we're going to be looking for right now. Where is Man? I bet I can look him up. I wonder if he has a Japanese name. I mean, of course he does. Shoot. Okay. We're going to have to... Here, I'm going to cut to where I find Man. Alright, so I could not find Man. Like, I just couldn't find him. So either he is criminally underseeded, or he's just not going and, like, maybe he dropped out or something. So it's either... I'm predicting Man, or he's not there, because he got, like, super underseeded. If you know, if he is coming and you can find him, please tell me, because I have no idea. But I'm going to guess Aka instead, even though he does have a contending path with a Torie. I think his winner's bracket, I think Shirayuki is very doable. I think Inkling Hero actually seems really good in Hero's favor. And then Abadango is also very, very doable. Again, I think Hero does pretty well. I also just think Hero's a pretty good character, so maybe I'm just overrating it. But I think it's doable. And then they do a Torie or but a Torie or Aka are projected to fight in losers, unfortunately. So they both have to make the upset. I will say a Torie's upset over Hiro is definitely harder. He almost has to fight Omatsu as well, which is tough. But I think they can both do it. So yeah, those are my two, unless Man is actually going, in which case he's absolutely won, because I have no idea where they seeded him. He got done dirty. Alright, so yeah, that's going to be the wrap up for this one. If you want more on like the Japanese tournament or Maesuma top 9, please in comments let me know. And next we're going to be, actually before I do that, I will say the person that I think is going to win, I usually don't, I think Akola is probably going to win, but people that weren't seeded first, probably obviously Proto. I think Kome honestly has a good shot. I've been seeing a lot of really good Shulk stuff lately. And then Abadango, if you played like you did cover to BA, it's definitely doable. So yeah, those are my people. But now let's move on to Ultimate Wanted. And the weird thing about Wanted is that it's honestly more of a Japanese stack tournament than EU stack tournament. Like if we look here, these are all the super notable players, and then you have Riddles and you have Gluttony. But like you're missing Raflo, you're missing, I think Flo isn't there. You're missing a couple pretty key EU players, which is interesting. I don't know if there's like a contending tournament at the time or something, but you still have a lot of really good ones. Like you have Mr. R, you have Siski, you have Andres, you have Troped, you have Tarek, you have Sintro, obviously Gluto. A lot of good players, Leon, Momon, and then you also have the Invaders, and I think the Invaders are going to be the center of attention, and mainly Zachary. Zachary has been back for a little bit now. He's been using, I think, mainly Joker from what I've seen, and he's looking pretty good. Excuse me. I haven't been able to catch as much of his stuff because he hasn't really gone to as many majors as much as he's gone to locals with bigger players in them. Like, because Japanese locals can be super, super stacked. Sorry. Yeah, but Zachary I'm very interested in. Obviously, he has a tough path with T, and he has to fight Gluto. He is projected second seed, which I think is fair. He also has to fight Chag and Tarek, and I think Zachary fighting Chag is pretty interesting because Chag wasn't really a super notable player when Zachary was. Now this is the first time they're ever going to be able to really clash, which I think is pretty cool. So we'll see how that goes. On top of that, Oshimo versus Gluto I think is very interesting because Oshimo is, right now, obviously the wildcards are Mia and Akola, but Oshimo is also definitely one of them. I feel like Japan's had a lot of very, very like new blood players that are getting in. They're really strong. And Oshimo is one, like probably the weirdest one just because he plays a Shoto. I feel like that character isn't as common. We don't have as many super, super high-level Shotos. Like, we have some high-level Steves in the US. We have some high-level, what's it called? Game & Watches, obviously, with Meister. And we do have some high-level Shotos, like with Vendetta, with Aiken, with Andres. But it's definitely not at the level of Oshimo. Like, he's clearly the strongest one. So I think it's going to be very, very interesting. As well as Riddle's run as well. He's been on a hot streak. And Riddle's Bloom Forever, that is going to be a set. That's going to be a set to watch for sure. I didn't even go over the top 8. Let's look at that really quick. So Gluto first seed, Zachary second. T third, Shuton fourth. Riddle Siski fifth. Oshimo Chag 7th. Skyj Base Mage, Bloom Forever, and Fatality 9th. And then Mr. R, Tarek, Leon, EU Leon, and J Dizzle all at 13th. I think the seating is pretty good. Like looking here, I think this is fine. I don't know who I would even move up. I think this team has done really well. Granted, I don't know like this. Excuse me. These level of EU players as well, so I can't say as confidently. It's like, oh, Super Semi should be over Mr. R. He's been doing better lately. I don't know that as well, but from what I looking at, and just like the invaders especially, they seem like they were all seated very well. I would maybe move Riddles and Shoot Tone, but they've both been killing it respectively, so that's like just a tough call. But I think the top three of Gluto, Zachary T is absolutely fine. Oshimo, Chag both should be in top 8, and then obviously Riddle, Siski, I think we're good there. Maybe the call Gluto Zachary is tough as well, but I would put Gluto ahead because I think Gluto's been doing very, very well lately. People that I think are going to overperform, probably Bloom. Again, I will never not predict Bloom because he is just like, he's phenomenal. He's such an amazing player. Let's look at his bracket though before I do that. He has to fight Riddles. Oh, I forgot. I even looked at that. That's tough but doable. I don't know if there's any very good. I don't think he has. Here it is. I don't think he's from the same region as Tarek. Germany, no. So he's not even from the same region as Tarek, so he wouldn't have the Kazuya. But I imagine Riddles would go Terry anyway, and I don't know any super strong Terrys that are EU at least, or not EU, UK. So I don't know how much experience he has there. But if he does win that, he goes into Shoot Tone, which I honestly, not to be a hater, if he wins Bayonetta Olimar, then Shoot Tone wasn't trying, or I guess he'd go Aegis, but he should go Olimar. So that's really tough. So honestly, he might want to drop. Let's see if he does drop an Illusion, just because that's likely what's to happen. Takara, yeah, I feel like he can do. Mr. R, I feel like definitely. And then Siski, honestly, I feel like he beats Siski. Let's look at their track record. Bloom forever, assuming they have one. I just assume all you people play each other all the time. You know, UK is not, or EU is not that big. Come on, Siski, they have played, and it is 5-0 for Bloom. So, and he went random. Oh, it's online though. So yeah, Siski's probably gonna get beat, honestly. So unless Siski makes the upset over T, I could definitely see Bloom overperforming his seed, for sure. And then someone else is honestly probably J Dizzle. He's really impressed me in Smash World Tour, and I think he's been still doing very well in Australia. Who does he have to fight in winners? Gluttony. What's his loser's run look like? Not that he can't do it, just tough. Fatality. I think Super Semi plays Young Link though, which is not great. Super Semi. He does play Young Link, so that is unlucky for J Dizzle, because that means, you know, Fatality probably would have had to beat Young Link to get there. But on the other hand, that seems like a really tough matchup, and I think J Dizzle could do it. And then Chag is also something I think he can do. I don't know if Chag has any experience against some super good Young Links. I don't believe he does. He has some 2 Links apparently, but that is not the same. Let's see. I wonder if they played. Excuse me. I wonder if they played a Smash World Tour. Actually, I don't know. J Dizzle. This is not. Oh, okay. There we go. They have actually. Okay, and he did beat J Dizzle twice in a row, so he does have a tough bracket, but I still think he can do it. The upset. This is definitely his biggest path. Honestly, Oshimo is obviously it's less worrying because Pluto is like the top seed. But I would worry like if he can get past Gluttony, he's golden. It's just like, can he get past Gluttony? But I think he'll still perform a seed, and then I think Bloom Forever will as well. People that I think are going to win that aren't in the top 2, probably Riddles. Obviously, I'm going to predict Riddles. I think Oshimo's bracket is really hard. I just can't see a Shoto winning a tournament. I guess Ken and Ryu, they're not Shotos, but I just like this character. I feel like you can just get one bad matchup and it's over. They're obviously super broken though, but I don't know. Maybe it's just I just have a mental block against them for some reason. But I could see Shutone taking it for sure. And then those are honestly, I feel like the only 2 I'm super confident in. The rest is like I don't actually know, because this is super top heavy, like top 5, about top 10, top 10 probably, top 10 probably ish. Like all these players, very top heavy, and then these players are all like top like 20, 30. But it's like this is tough. This area right here really hard. So it's gonna be interesting. But I guess T would be the other one. It feels lame to predict 1, 2, 3, but that's on. I don't know. So yeah. Again, if I didn't touch on an EU player, I probably didn't because again, I don't want to make this video 80 years long, just like 30. So yeah, please let me know and down below if anyone you want to see something about. I don't know, Sintro. You want to see his bracket run? What do you think about Momo? Just please let me know, and I will absolutely tell you. All right, and now let's move on to the final bracket of Shine 2022. Sorry, the thing glitched out for a second here. I don't know why I couldn't pull up the bracket, but we have it now. Is this VOD playing over? No, this is a replay. Okay, I was like, I'm pretty sure I've seen this. So we have Light taking it, Tweak second, Cosmos third, Zomba fourth, Jackal and Mutace in fifth, Mars Yanni in seventh, Ling, Axiom, Syrup, and Esam in ninth, and 13th is Done Weird. But it's Nido Sharp, Quandale, and Doorstop and Dark Wizzy. Doorstop's really high, good for him. Not that he's overseas, I think he can do it. Right off the gate, I think probably Zomba should be third seed over Cosmos. I hate to be like a Cosmos outer because I feel like all these last videos I have been, but he's not had a super great streak recently. Not saying that he can't at this tournament. Here, let's actually look up his bracket run before I start hating. He has to fight Tweak, which is definitely doable. Into Mutace, which is less doable. Mutace is tough. Then winners is Jackal and Quandale. How good would Cosmos... Oh, sorry about that. I hit my elbow on the table. How good would Cosmos be against Steve? Has he played against Steve's? Quan... Oh, okay. I have no idea if he might not even get past Steve. I don't know how much experience he have against the character. Here, let's just go Steve. It looks like not a lot, and it's mostly played with Inkling, so I assume that's online. So he has none apparently. So that's that's really tough. That's really, really hard. I'm not saying he can't overcome it, because also he plays Aegis, and that character can beat anyone. It's just going to be difficult. And the Jackal as well, super hard. But Jackal might just get upset by Esam. That was something we should have seen at SmashCon. But Esam did DQ, so I think he said he was going to shine. I don't know. If he's in the bracket, I assume he still is. So that's going to be interesting as well. This part of bracket is the biggest question mark for me for sure. Because Mars should beat Syrup. I don't know if he goes Joker or Zerasu because he's been kind of going back and forth between the characters right now. I think he's trying to do mainly Zero or Joker just for the future, but maybe after SmashCon he's not feeling as confident, so he goes Zerasu here to get that Summit spot, because this also is a Summit spot tournament. So I guess I'm not even going to talk about who I think is going to win. Well, I am. But I'm going to talk about who I think is going to get the Summit spot, because Light and Tweak, the top two seeds, are already both in Summit. So you're fighting for basically third, assuming those are top two. And I think the people that are most likely are obviously Zomba, I think is very likely. Probably the favorite. Next would be probably, in my opinion, Mutace. Then I would put Cosmos and Mars. And then the wild card for me is Esam, because I have no idea how well Esam will do. Let's look at his bracket, because he's supposed to lose to Jackal, which I could go either way. I don't know. I mean, Esam beat Zachary Wolf, which is that was a while ago though, but it's he's good against the character. But then he has to fight two Steves if he does lose. So, and I know for a fact that Esam has not played against any good Steves offline, because he hasn't been to tournaments where there's Steves. So that is going to be very, very interesting. I have no idea how that's going to pan out. But I'm still going to predict that he overdoes his seed anyway, because I honestly have more confidence in Jackal, because I feel like Pikachu Wolf is really, really tough. But also, that's how I feel about every matchup with Pikachu. So that's going to be contentious set. Look out for that one, Esam Jackal. And then, honestly, both of them in losers, they have to go against double Steve, which is tough. Assuming the Steves drop in losers. Let's see who Yanni, because Yanni might just stay in winners, honestly, depending on who his matchup is. His matchup against Light. Okay, so Yanni will be in losers. Light's very, very good against Steve. Even though he lost to Aquila, I mean, come on, everyone does. So that's going to be interesting as well. Mutace has to fight Axiom and Zomba. I feel like Mutace beats Zomba. Peach Rob? There's no way, right? Zomba. Wow. What a liar. Okay, so I'm just wrong here. Maybe. Hey, United adapts. We'll see. But, yeah, I guess I will give that favor to Zomba. Dark Wizzy is also someone I'm going to look at. Because I think Dark Wizzy will overperform his seed. I know he did have a bad tournament at the last one he went to. I forget if it was SmashCon or whatever it was. Rise and Grind didn't have a great one, only 33rd. Did go off a 13th at Smash Factor, though. So I think, honestly, he will overperform his seed. Not that they did him super dirty. Like, 13th isn't a bad seed at all. But I just think he'll overperform it. Him and Esam are the two people I think will overperform, honestly. Esam, I don't. Esam is a wild card. Esam is like, Esam and Zachary are the biggest wild cards of this video. Like, every tournament has one. Like, there's Mia, there's Zachary, and there's Esam. Every single tournament has a person that you're like, I don't know how they're going to do. Are they washed? Are they good again? Was it a fluke? All that, da-da-da-da-da. And obviously the answer to all of that is basically, yes, they're still good. Come on, of course they are. But are they going to perform better or worse than expected? So we're going to have to see about that. It's going to be interesting. So yeah, him being Esam, and who's the other one I said? Dark Wizzy, I think are going to overperform their seeds. But the people I think are in the highest contention for that summit spot, honestly, I do think Mudace takes it. Zomba, it's Mudace or Zomba, in my opinion. Maybe one of the wild cards, in like maybe Esam if he has a really, really good bracket. But I think those are the two. And then for people that I think are going to actually win, obviously Mudace, Zomba. But then, I don't know. Honestly, Yanni could do it. The only thing standing in Yanni's way right now, in my opinion, is Light, and then maybe Esam if Esam's like really good against Steve. I just don't know if he will be. But I feel like everyone else here... Oh, actually, Mudace. Mudace is really, really good against Steve. And he does have to fight Mudace, so never mind. Not that it's impossible that he can't beat Mudace, but Mudace is just really good in that matchup. So yeah. Zomba, Mudace, probably the people I have to take it. If I have to throw one more in there, it'd probably be Jekyll, honestly. Maybe if Cosmos is having like a good tournament, he could honestly win this thing. The only one standing in his way is kind of Light. But it's just is he having a good tournament? We're gonna have to wait and see. But yeah, those are all my predictions. Please let me know down below if I missed one of your favorite top players in the video. Not even just for Shine, just in the entire video. I probably did. Let me know down below. Sorry for the coughing. I'm a bit sick right now. But I want to make this because there's a ton of really, really good tournaments this weekend. It's going to be super hype. Don't know if I'm going to do a recap for like all of them in the same video or how that's going to work. But yeah, we'll see. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to sub, all that yada yada. Leave a comment if I missed anything. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.